up, YouTube? Welcome back to the vlog. If you're new here, I'm Kayla and welcome to today's video. Today's video is gonna be a gym vlog. Today we're trying out a new gym out here in Maryland and it's called Exile Fitness. It's actually the sister gym to DMV Iron Gym, so I'm gonna go up there and check it out for the first time. I've heard really great things about it, but before we get into that, I'm actually just gonna hang out. I just got ready, did my hair, did my makeup, and I'm about to go to a coffee shop and get some editing done and eat. I'm actually in a little Airbnb before we get too far in the video and y'all thought I just popped out with a new apartment like I said I was going to in my last video. But no, I'm in a nice little Airbnb. These are actually apartment hotels. I'll give you a little tour because it's so cute. I wish this was my apartment. Oh my goodness, it looks beautiful. Let's do it. So that's the door and my handy dandy security system. Over here, I have another closet filled with storage, more chairs, washer and dryer. It's literally just a one-bedroom apartment and it's so nice. This is the bathroom, but I locked it. This is the kitchen. Like, look at how gorgeous. This is such my type of vibe. For the color palette, I like the gray, but I also like the white. And before you talk anything about like millennial gray or whatever, I do love gray. It's like my third favorite color. So they also have blue in here as well. So look at that nice little blue accent wall. Table right there with chairs obviously that are supposed to be there. And then this is the living room. TV, cute little coffee table, cute little couch, and then the balcony. So gorgeous. Ooh, it's a little freezing outside, but look at that. And of course we have the bedroom. I didn't make the bed, my fault. Cute little mirror, double window panes. My favorite part is actually the closet. I just have some of my stuff here. These are my gym clothes that I'm gonna wear later for when I go to Exile. But look at that closet, like how spacious, and then boom, there's another one. And it's just like so spacious and big. Can you imagine living here? Oh my goodness. And then we have our bathroom. I was watching Miss Monet while I was getting ready. And so that is the shower and then the other door out there. It's such a gorgeous apartment. I wish I could live here. Like, it's so spacious, hardwood floors, such good lighting, and it's like really high up as you saw. So yeah, that's a little tour. I wish I could stay here, but it's time to go check out for real. So yeah, let's spend the morning together, spend a nice little drive up to this new aesthetic gym. I heard it's really big. I've actually not even peeped their Instagram like that, so I don't even know, but we're gonna see it together. So if you're not already, make sure to subscribe and let's get into the rest of the video. Okay, actually now that I am down in the lobby, I think people actually live here. Like it's an actual apartment. I think a lot of students from Marymount live here. So that makes a lot of sense, but it's so cute in here, oh my goodness. I love it. I'm waiting for my lift and head to the coffee shops. Okay, so I had a little bit of breakfast. I had a salmon benedict with a caramel latte and so packed in there. I did edit one reel today that I do need to post. I've been trying to post every single day for 25 days straight in this February. I don't know. I've seen growth. I've seen growth in my views for sure, but not so much it translating to followers. I think I need to do something differently there. But I don't know. My favorite platform is YouTube. Like, if you're a real one, you are on my YouTube. And I mess with you heavy if you actually watch my video and you actually comment and like the way that it means so much when someone comes up to me and they're like, oh, I saw your video on YouTube, or like, I watched your video, I liked your news video. I'm like, oh my goodness, you are a real one, for real. But I'm still posting on Instagram, still doing the short form. TikTok is like whatever. I really don't even, it's okay, but Insta is it. We'll see. I posted my boyfriend the other day and I lost so many followers in like record timing. It's so funny. I don't really care that much, but it's just like that kind of impinged on my growth a little bit, but hey. But anyways, let's get into the coat. I'm gonna miss winter a little bit. It is kind of like not too cold outside right now, but I'm gonna miss winter because every time I wear this fur coat, I feel like a baddie. It just ups my baddie level like 10 points at least. So yeah, I might do a little bit more editing before we head off to Exile. So let's do it. All right, we made a quick little pit stop at 7-Eleven. We have a sour pink lemonade ghost for me And then, are you gonna actually drink that one? Well, he has a Ghost Welch's grape. I don't know how good that would taste. I'm not a very big grape fan, but that's for him for tomorrow. I guess he's gonna get pre-workout at the gym. And then, oh damn. We have 2 double chocolate chunk Rice Krispie treats. The OG pre-workout snack.
So, what's wrong?
Okay, one is for him, one's for me. And then we got a water. So that is the pre-workout pit stop. And let's head to Exile. It's an hour and 26 minutes away. So let's go. All right, people. So we are making our way to Baltimore, Maryland. Again, it's like an hour and a half drive. I'm really curious if anyone else would travel for a gym. I've done that on a few occasions. Nothing more than like 2 hours, but I would definitely like drive up to New York or New Jersey for a day to just go see a gym. And I don't know if that makes me an anomaly or what, but let me know down below if you would ever do that. But we ended up at Exile. It looks really big from the outside and it is just as big in the inside as well. So the lobby area is like where they have their snacks and their drinks and some apparel, like a check-in process for members and for guests as well. I think the day pass was 20 bucks. But it was a really great lobby area, nice and spacious. And then I made my way to the locker room to change into my gym clothes, where there are some cubbies outside. And they also had their own barber shop. There was like a little sign for it. I didn't actually see the barber, but this is like the leg area. And do you see that car right there? Yeah, there's a car in there for like deadlifting. It's like this old beat up Jeep, I think. It was kind of cool. So that whole back area that I'm in is for legs. I didn't get as much videos of the upper body room, but you can just see how far back it goes. Behind the American flag is the entire powerlifting section, and this was some of the upper body section. So they had a lot of different equipment. And then they had a huge turf area, which I just warmed up on. And it had other different rooms and like a boxing area and cardio area as well upstairs that I went to go check out after my workout. And if you couldn't guess it already, we are obviously hitting legs. Duh. So I decided to do a full leg day doing machines that I've never really tried before. Most of them ended up being panada, starting off with this kneeling hamstring curl. I always start off with hamstring curls to warm up my knees. And ever since I started doing this, my squats have felt so much better and I have way less knee pain going into my sets. So I just did 2 sets around, I think it was a pretty high volume. I just did like 12 to 20, I think. And then I started off with my first compound movement of this super squat machine. This is also from Panada. This is just a few reps of my warm-up weight. To be honest, I'm used to the pendulum squat and the Watson squat and having a little bit more depth. Maybe if I had placed my feet further up, I would have had more depth, but I still hit parallel and that's all that matters. I ended going up with 2 plates and a quarter, which felt pretty decent. It was a pretty good movement, to be honest. You can see that I'm hitting parallel, I'm getting some depth, and I'm hitting the quads and hamstrings in action. The one thing about this machine is that it did leave some marks on my shoulders, which you'll see later in the video. That's not necessarily abnormal for me. I've definitely had those marks from certain squat machines before or from a barbell being on my back, but it was just something I noticed. So here's the rest of my set. I mean, I was doing pretty well, to be honest. I ended up doing 3 working sets of this weight and it was decent. I've had better squat machines, but to be honest, like a squat, any type of squat is really just a great compound movement to start off a leg day. So, anyways, the next machine that I used was the Panada 45-degree angle leg press. I decided to do single leg for this, but you could also adjust it so that it was bilateral. This machine felt ridiculously heavy on its own. IDK if it was just me or that I was just feeling weak that day, but I only ended up doing lightweight with pretty high reps on it. The depth was decent, to be honest. It had like 4 different handles to adjust things, which felt like a lot to me, but I still enjoyed the machine and it got the job done. I mean, it's a single leg press. It did what it needed to do. Then we had a little mid lift pump check, was feeling good, and I was loving the music that was playing in the gym. The last Panada machine that I used was a hip thrust. I've used some variation of this machine before. If you watched one of my very first gym vlogs, this machine was featured in it and it felt really good. I actually did a tricep here, so I did 12 glute bridges straight into a 10-second hold, and then I went straight into hip thrust, which is in a full range of motion for as many reps as possible, which ended up I being like 5 to 6 reps, I think, because of how hard those first two movements were. So that gave me a really nice glute pump. Here's the hold. My legs were like shaking a little as I was trying to keep it up, which was really, really good. And then going straight into those hip thrusts, as you see, full range of motion. They get me struggling. Ooh, you know I was standing on business on that pump. But anyways, the next I did the Maxicam Glute Blaster, which is basically just a glute kickback, except you're kneeling down instead of standing. I don't normally gravitate towards this machine because DMV Iron has a similar one, and I just prefer standing. However, I could definitely see this as a machine that I'd maybe warm up the glutes with or have a nice glute finisher like I did here. But I am probably just going to stick with my cable kickbacks. But this is definitely still a good movement nonetheless, and I love that I get to try it out. It was so great seeing all this equipment. I wish I could go back and try it out like again. I have to probably make up another drive up there. But right there you can see the little bruises starting to form from the squat machine from earlier. But hey, no pain, no gain. Lastly, I did this Icarian machine. I think I'm saying that right. On first look, I thought it was some type of squat, but it's actually, if you would have guessed it, a calf raise. So it's an angled calf raise, and it honestly felt so good. I did 3 sets of these to finish off the workout, and because we don't skip calves around here, even though it looks like I do. But then I went to check out the upstairs of the gym. They had a lot of equipment leading up to the staircase in the gym, and then in the actual staircase area, they had all this old school machines that you were really not allowed to touch. Like really just like old bodybuilding type machines that had so much rest on them. And it was just nice to experience and see close up how gym equipment has evolved over the years, seeing that right there. But this was the upstairs room, so it had just a variety of equipment, to be honest. Another turf area, a tire, some steps to sit on, a lot of ab work as well. And then I also had this boxing area which overlooked the rest of the gym, so it still felt pretty open even though it was sequestered away up there. You could still see the rest of the gym through the fence. This was where one of the posing rooms was as well, but before I made that stop into the posing room, I did stop a little and play with the boxing stuff. I did a little speed bag, so there is the beginner trying his best, and then here is the professional just rolling in. So I started off with a little ba-da-ba-bum, ba-da-ba-bum, and then we went ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-bum. And there was me being so happy about that. But anyways, this is the posing room. It's super big and it had so much lighting. So here's my real-time reaction to it. This gym is humongous. We're in the posing room now. Very, very nice. Oh, there goes the lighting. Cool lighting, warm lighting, all types of lighting. Here we go. Exile. So I did a little bit of posing, even though I low-key don't know how to pose. Took some pictures, and that is the end of the workout. YouTube, so that is the end of the vlog. I really enjoyed the gym a lot. I didn't get too many videos of the upper body area, but that was a really big area. It was like a mix of old school and new school type vibes. The music in there was like straight up rock and roll that day, and it was really cool. The powerlifting area, which I also didn't get videos of, was really massive. And they just had a lot of machines that I had never seen before. Parts of the gym were really just a tribute to some good old-fashioned bodybuilding. I had the chance to meet the owner of the gym, and he was such an amazing individual. He was so sweet and kind. I love when people are like that. And he gave us a tour and like told us a little bit more about the gym. And he had so many great things to say about DMV Iron and the owner of DMV Iron as well. And it's great when you just see two businesses thriving and seeing like a great gym community. I see a lot of Exile gym members at DMV Iron myself, so it's kind of cool to be at their home gym and like see what the vibe was there, and I loved it a lot. Super big, super big. I don't know why, I was under the impression that it was a small gym. The thing I noticed was that people were not wiping down their equipment. And I know, and that like definitely added to the old school vibes for sure. I enjoyed my leg day there for sure. So yeah, that is the end of the vlog. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to give a like and leave me a little comment if you like the gym, the workout, or if you've ever been there before. I think it's like one of the biggest gyms in the Baltimore area, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know too much about Baltimore, but hey, I'm so glad I went. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next vlog.